whilst the biometric registration exercise is still ongoing. Today, uniquely, two leading functionaries of the National Democratic Congress, His Excellency, ex-President Jerry John Rawlings, who is the founder of the NDC, registered as a voter in the Osu-Klote constituency, whilst His Excellency, the leader of the National Democratic Congress and the President of the Republic of Ghana, also registered at the Regimano Estate Polling Center. While this registration is going on, the executive of the National Democratic Congress are also out there monitoring the exercise and the activities across the region. We'll go shortly for a video clip of the National Youth Organizer of the NDC, Ludwig Akpene-Hwanje, and his tour in parts of the Greater Accra region. Let's take the clip now.
Of Ghana, I'm happy that you are respecting the rules, Mofia or Itashi, and going through the system very well. One rules won't have priority. Pregnant women, our elderly people, and then sometimes there's nurses and security services because they have to move quickly and save lives and others. But I'm happy the way we've gone around. I'm sure that the situation is very fine here. Registration of your JMPP Sani, the JNDC Sani, JPPP Sani. One town of Ghana, have a peaceful country. Yes, sub-region. They were water checks and they were free. They were man here. They were me qualified. Can you hear? The agent there and misbehave towards electoral officers. Some of you should be able to stand up to them. Because at the end, any violence give women, youth, some of them, you be those who suffer for it. They were 1 year, $20, their money. People agents won't fight. They listen, they can go telephone. They try the executive say, they have organized groups. Then violence was more like one tower, peace, their money, both NDC and NDC. Even though NDC you're here, I want peace in Ghana. Ghana first. They will mean that the first, okay, you are respecting the rules and you are making everything fine. God bless you all.
Yeah, welcome back, and we thank the National Youth Organizer of the NDC, Ludwig Akpene-Hwanje, for that wonderful message. In his message, he explained that we need to give priority to pregnant women, to the elderly, and to persons with disabilities, and to some essential service providers, though they can come, register in time, and then get back to their post and to their various homes, and they can do that with ease. Tonight, to help me with the discussion on Biometric Diaries 2, two young men, Fred Kwesi Agbenyo and Peter Buama Otokuno. These are two gentlemen and leading communicators of the National Democratic Congress. Gentlemen, you are warmly welcome.
Thank you, Felix.
Thank you, Felix.
Yeah, I registered at the Keta Municipal Assembly Registration Polling Center on Sunday and had my biometric ID card. So with this ID card, I am guaranteed that it come December 2012, I'm going to vote for no other person but His Excellency President John Evans Atta Mills, for him to continue the Better Ghana agenda and to execute the second term of his office. Peter Buamo Tokuno, have you registered?
No, they are yet to get to where I vote. So
they are yet to get to where you vote?
Yeah, I may go in the third batch or something.
Oh, okay.
But I'm very hopeful and eagerly
Where exactly is your
Ablekuma Central.
Okay.
Ablekuma Central.
Okay.
So I'm eagerly waiting for my time so that I can quickly march in hurry to go and register.
Okay. Fred, have you registered?
Of course, I registered on the very first day of the registration. I went to my hometown, Akpa-Domi. I registered at CMB branch. I got there about 12 midday. And the exercise was going on. The people are so eager. They are waiting. They say, hey, open the registration. Let's start. President Mills must come back in 2013. So I've done mine. I'm waiting for the day of the elections.
And how was the turnout in the area you registered?
Well, the very first day, what we expected a lot of people to come out and come and register. But the machines were not really up to what they expected it to be.
Okay.
So people came, they left for farms, I went to farm and came back and all that. But subsequently it picked up, especially on the Sunday. After church service, a lot of people went there, and it's moving on well.
As of the time the registration ended in my polling center, we recorded 1,085.
Wow.
Yeah, do you have any knowledge of the numbers that you've recorded in your area?
Well, I moved around the whole constituency, so my polling station, I'm not too sure of the exact number, but I'm going there tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning.
Cross-check the figures so that we know exactly what the turnout is. Yeah. And then, Peter, the National Youth Organizer had been to parts of the Volta region, the Eastern region, the Ashanti region. He's back to the Greater Accra region. And soon after the Easter, he's heading towards the Central, the Western. Then after some time, he'll pick up and head towards the 3 northern regions. For you, as a person who believes in our democratic process and then the introduction of this biometric exercise, what message will be carrying out there to our people?
Yeah, I think already the people are so eager to register. The people are so excited for once they have more reasons why they would need to go and pick their voter ID card and make sure that they vote in December 7th. They have a government that is so concerned, that is so sensitive to their plight, that is meeting them at every step of the way. So one cannot afford to sit at home and say that I will not register. So you could see that the numbers are even beyond the expectation. A lot of people are eager to register, apart from the fact that somewhere in the Ashanti region they are registering minors 12 years, 8 years, 10 years, and so on and so forth. It has been very, very impressive. You could see that indeed people are willing to register. But I'm even amazed by somebody thinking that if he registers a minor, somebody who is in the secondary school, that person will vote for him because he thinks that the mother is MPP or the mother is supporting Nana Akufo-Addo. The reason why I'm saying this is that when you look at how Professor Mills have been so good to school children, those in the junior high school, those in the senior high school, I have no doubt that all those minors they are registering, if they are able to pass through, if they are not challenged and they are going to vote, I am very hopeful that they will vote for Professor Mills.
Okay, Fred, the Electoral Commissioner has released some figures. About 4.1 million voters, eligible voters have registered so far. And shockingly, 600 of these persons have registered more than once. Is it a case that education to trumpet home the fact that when you do double registration, you'll be deleted? Is it the case that that education, that message, you don't go down to the people?
I wonder if the message didn't go down to the people. It's a clear case that we want to dare the system, we want to challenge the system. We want to prove to the system that we've done that in the past. It's as if they are so used to it. In the past, they register 2 times, 3 times, especially in certain parts of this country. So they are just trying to challenge the system. Unfortunately, this time around, they'll be found out, they'll be taken off completely, and they'll be disenfranchised. It is left to them to take the decision. If they have to go and submit themselves at this time, surrender themselves, either to be punished and go back, they'll delete and go and re-register. Otherwise, it's going to happen. But we are still encouraging our people, especially our strongholds. We are telling them, register only once. Okay. Only once. And I think that message is going down very well with them. If the EC will be very candid to come out and tell us where this double regime took place, you would have realized that it is nowhere near our strongholds. Our people are really very committed to the cause. We are going down, everybody's talking to them. We are giving them the right information. Okay. So I think at our side, we don't have any problem at all.
Okay, we'll go for our first break. And then when we come back, the discussion continues on Biometric Diaries 2 with Fred Kwesi Agbenyo. The discussion and Peter is Buama. Biometric Diaries 2 with Peter Buama Tokuno and Fred Kwesi Agbenyo. Peter, people are being encouraged by the party, by the leaders of the party, by their various party functionaries and executives traveling, crisscrossing the whole country to go out there to register. For somebody who might be a first-time voter, who just turned 18 years and might be going to the registration center, what should the person be going out there to register to do? Is it to keep the ID card, the voter ID card at home so that he can use it for other things? Maybe go to open a bank account or other transaction. What exactly should the first-time voter be going out there to queue to register to do?
Felix, I think if there is any period that children or people reaching the age of 18 are so excited to register and vote, it is this particular year. Why am I saying that? They have seen a government that has focused so much on the youth, on the people growing up, saying that the leadership of tomorrow is not for the youth of today, but the leadership of today is for the youth of today. And that has created some kind of excitement in the youth, and they are so eager to vote for Professor Mills. They have seen that it is only the NDC government that is having the concerns of the youth at heart and is ready to solve the problems of the youth. So if there is anybody to give power to, if there is anybody Honorable Gonti must select to be in power, it should be the NDC government. Why am I saying that? Look at what Professor Mills have done for all basic schools. We have built over 1,700 schools under trees just within 3 years.
And those schools are very, very, very imposing structures.
Those are very imposing structures. Those who are in the junior secondary school, who are reaching the age of 18, are seeing ultra-modern classroom blocks. They are sitting fully air-conditioned, even though the air conditions have not been fixed because of the structures. They are getting sound, education under those structures. Those in the senior high schools are also seeing ultra-modern classroom blocks, huge dining halls, huge auditoriums for their entertainment program, big dormitories and so on. And they are so excited. I recall when the president was going around the country on his tour, I saw some school children, the way they were so jubilant for Professor Mills giving them that single classroom block where otherwise they were sitting under trees and so on. So I am very hopeful that all the people reaching the age of 18, if they are going to vote for Professor Mills. Why? They are assured that when they are even able to complete the senior high school, they are assured that at least 5,000 of them, with the benefit of hindsight, are going to get scholarship to go and study science-based and mathematics-based courses.
With the master's scholarship
program? With the master's scholarship program.
Okay.
They are also hopeful that when they finish the senior...
And that is unprecedented.
That is unprecedented in the history of this country. They are also hopeful that if they vote for Professor Mills, then there is a chance that when they finish their senior high school course and get to the tertiary institution, irrespective of the tertiary institution they go, whether it is teacher training college, whether it is polytechnic, whether it is university, they are going to get free laptops to study. They are very excited about that.
And that is unprecedented.
That is unprecedented. They are also excited, those who have just entered senior high school, they are also excited that there is a government which cares so much about them and is ready to make sure that they motivate their teachers so well so that their teachers will be able to teach them what they are supposed to teach them so that they can come out as, good leaders and good academicians and so on and so forth. So I have no doubt that on any day, if we are to do a free and fair election in this country, the NDC will win again and again and again and again.
Let me come to Fred. Fred, for somebody, he was talking about persons who are first-time voters. For you, what will convince the others who have voted for President Mills earlier in 2008 to go out there, convince others to marshal their families, their friends, their loved ones, their colleagues, even those who are watching us live now across the world on www.multitvworld.com/streams on the internet? What will motivate them to convince them to call back home to encourage their folks here that go out there, register and vote for His Excellency President John Evans Atta Mills?
Felix, I think that we have several people who are in this contest. We have one man, the former president's son, who is also the flyby of one political party, and a few other people. The people of this country are first of all going to have the personalities involved in this race. They want to ask themselves, if I am supposed to travel one day, of all the persons contesting this election, who can I leave my son with? Who do I think that when I leave my son with and I go and come, my son will not become a drug addict. My son will not become a wayward child. My son will become a responsible adult. The people of this country want to find out about that. They want to know who has stopped drug trade in this country. That in less than 3 years, Ghana is no longer described as the cocaine coast as we're used to. Ministers travel abroad, they are said, their panties and everything are said to be sure that they are not carrying anything on them. A president has come to power, we have not heard any of his ministers, any of his members of parliament being arrested abroad for carrying all manner of drugs. So the people of this country are going to look at that personality. They are going to look at the achievements that we have attained on the economic front.
So you mean President Mills has actually restored the integrity of the Ghanaian, of the average Ghanaian who hold himself high out there, that he comes from the Republic of Ghana?
Ghanaians are so proud. Talk to Ghanaians in America, talk to Ghanaians in London, Ghanaians in China. They are proud. They want to now quickly say, I am from Ghana. It's just people were running away. Where do you come from? From Sierra Leone, from Nigeria, even though some of these countries were worse off. But because of the tag or the name that Ghana was assuming in the past 8 years, people were running away from it. Today, people are very proud. They want to identify themselves with their country. They want to say they are Ghanaians because they are seeing a lot of good things happening in this country. That for the first time in the whole history of this country, 13.6 GDP growth that we have never had. Under 3 years.
Unprecedented.
Very, very unprecedented. That for the first time in our history, more than 20 months, inflation has been a single digit.
Unprecedented.
Very unprecedented. That for the first time in our country, cocoa we are able to get cocoa up to 1 million tonnage.
That's
something we have never had in this country. People tried for 8 years, they couldn't do it. In less than 3 years, we have 1 million ton of cocoa. And what is even going out to the cocoa farmers themselves? That amount of money government is giving them now, the scholarship that they are giving to their walls, government is even tying cocoa farm roads. All the roads that are leaving to the farming communities, government said, let us inject resources there. Farmers must benefit from their cocoa, the money the resources must go back to them. Go to Sewi area, go to the Volta region, go to the Ashanti region. The farmers there are excited. That for the first time in our history, a president has come and said, no, we cannot have only 3 traditional universities. Look at the pressure on these universities. The people of the Volta region also deserve the Volta region, a university. That the people of the Brona Hafo region also deserve a university. Just within 3 years, building 2 universities at the same time.
And Fred, you see, the unique thing about these 2 universities that you have mentioned is that the 2 institutions are focusing on specific areas of development.
That's right.
Natural resources and forestry, and then the other is focusing on allied health sciences.
Then I'm sure you're not surprised. We are talking about a leader who has a vision, a leader who is thinking about how we can manage our natural resources. That in the past, even timber is moving out of this country in the raw state. Everything is moving in the raw state. The matter that we must train Ghanaian children who will not take up responsibility, turn this thing into products that we can benefit from and export them in the finished state. So this is the president that we have. And I'm wondering if any Ghanaian will want to reject a president like that. That for the first time, over 60,000 computers are being given to school children. Free of charge. Now, you don't need to be a rich man's son. You don't need to be a poor man's son. One, you are a Ghanaian, you are going to school, free computer will be given to you. That you can travel abroad to go and study, irrespective of your background, they'll give you scholarship.
Even teachers, the last time I was hearing the news from the Ministry of Science and Technology, even teachers are also benefiting from
the computers.
From a 60,000 computer program. That's right. All the teachers will be given laptops from which they can prepare well from their notes and then hook onto the internet that they can study. We'll go for a short break, and then when we come back, we'll continue and explain to Ghanaians and people watching us all over the world why they should go out there to register and vote for His Excellency President John Evans Atta Mills and the Better Ghana agenda. Peter, His Excellency President John Evans Atta Mills, during his presentation of the State of the Nation address, assured Ghanaians that he was going to do much to improve upon our lot as regards the health sector. How far have we delivered on that promise?
We have performed unprecedentedly well.
Okay.
Never in the history of this country have any government performed within such a short time unprecedentedly. When you go to the northern region, under 3 years, we've been able to build 5 major polyclinics. Talk of the Karaga Polyclinic, talk of the Pandai Polyclinic, talk of the Tatale Polyclinic, talk of the Janga Polyclinic, talk of the Trepani Polyclinic.
I know about 3 of those polyclinics in the Upper West region alone.
Yes, Upper West too. We have done some ultra-modern work with some polyclinics over there. When you go to the Wincha Polyclinic, under 3 years, we've been able to build that. We've been able to build the Babili Polyclinic, the Co Polyclinic, the Lambusi Polyclinic, the High Polyclinic, and so on and so forth. Now, when you come to places like Accra, when you go to the Achimota Hospital, the otherwise maternity block which was neglected, the NDC government within 3 years we built an ultra-modern maternity ward. Go to Mamobi Polyclinic, go to Kaneshi Polyclinic, go to Mamprobi Polyclinic. See how we've been able to, within 3 years, erect new structures, erect new wards, male ward, female ward, and so on and so forth. When you look at other regional hospitals like the Tamale Regional Hospital, ultra-modern upgrading. I saw the building at Tamale Regional Hospital and I was amazed. For a moment, I thought I was somewhere in China. I was in Shanghai. Because, I mean, that building is so elegant. And that is a hospital. That is a regional hospital. When you go to 90 districts in this country. We are doing some specific projects to strategically uplift some 90 district hospitals, and most of them have almost been completed. Again, you can talk of the 100-bed hospital and malaria research center at Teshi, yeah. which for a long time we have not seen. The people of Teshi, the people of the Lekma area are very grateful to Professor Mills for that particular project. There is also an Adenta community hospital that we've been able to build within 3 years and has been commissioned. Now, there is also another 21 health centers that we've built across the country. The National Ambulance Service have seen a serious upgrading. Yeah. You can see some of the vehicles at the Parliament House.
The VW ambulances.
Wow, very wonderful. I think the last time we had some kind of ambulance like this was about 30 years ago. Within 3 years, under Professor Mills, we've been able to supply 160 ambulances.
They're 160?
160.
Okay.
You know, so right now the Ghana Ambulance Service is back on its feet and it's going to be.
So it means almost every district is going to get an ambulance.
Thank you very much. Okay. So apart from the fact that crime has reduced, apart from the fact that there are road accidents, minor road accidents, which has reduced significantly, the ambulance service will be there to offer quick and prompt, response to such accidents and so on and so forth. Okay. And that is a very significant achievement. Okay. Moving on, when you go to places like the northern region, we have built about 2 or 3 health assistant training schools, nursing training schools, midwifery schools, and so on.
In fact, just last week, Her Excellency, the First Lady, commissioned a brand new midwifery school in the Ashanti region.
I mean. So the people in the Ashanti region, or the people across the country who are now seeing these new buildings, I have no doubt that they are going to vote for Professor Mills, and that is their main motivation for registering. Now, we have also done training of 400 emergency medical technicians, and this training has been done in the Ashanti Mampon district, the Bolga district, to enhance, the ability of midwives to, as it were, deliver their services.
Okay, you hold your fire there. Let me come to Fred. Briefly. Fred, in the transport sector.
But even before you move on, there is one thing, if I don't mention, I'll be very, very, very worried. You recall that in 2008, when we talk about guinea worm infested countries, the prevalent rate, we were second in the world. Yeah. You understand? That's at 2008. As we speak, we have eradicated guinea worm completely. As at 2008, we registered about 8 cases. 2011, 0. And as we speak, 0. So if within 3 years, some 3 years back, guinea worm was our headache, and within 3 years, we've been able to eradicate it completely, I think anybody would want to vote for Professor Mills for that unprecedented feat that he has achieved.
Okay, Fred, in the transport sector, aviation, railways, and then the transport sector in totality. What has been the success story in this area?
Phyllis, sometimes I look at achievements of this government within 3 years and I ask myself, why are we quiet out there? Why are we not trumpeting? Why are we not screaming and shouting and telling the people of this country what you have done? We are not for one suggesting that we have arrived, that everything that we want in this country is there. But within 3 years, fellas, go and look at Metro Mass Transport. We all know the state in which that system was operating. People brought in second-hand drives, the car is moving, all the cars collapsed. Companies that even manufactured the cars, some of the companies that didn't fold it up at the time the cars arrived over here. So the car just became scrap, and problem for us
was even owing well.
About
4 million. Yeah, about 4 million.
4 billion. Yeah, 4 billion. And within these 3 years, that arrears have all been cleared. That they themselves have made so much profit that 350 new buses have been added to that institution
from internally generated funds.
I'm telling you, internally generated funds have added 350 of the buses to it. We have created new rules now to Tamale, to Bupe. We have several buses
at cheaper
rates. In fact, if it were MPP, MPP wouldn't have gone to support this system. They would have created their own transport system. But Professor Mills is saying that once the system is good and Ghanaians will benefit, all we need to do is inject more capital so that it becomes better than it is. And today, everybody can say that something good is happening at that area. If you go to this same Metro Mass Transport, as a result of the Metro Mass bus that they've brought in, 20 new routes have been created. Those are going to Samoboy, Ketekrachi, Maheme, Akotombra,
So
Sankore,
these routes have
Dambai
been created to ease the pressure of the people on transportation.
That's right.
Okay.
Now let's talk about aviation. Let's go to our airports and see what is happening at our airport. That for the first time in our history, you can leave Accra to Tamale in the morning. By 3-4 o'clock, you are back in Accra.
Okay.
We have several companies, airlines that are coming in domestic. Now you can easily fly to Takoradi and come back. You can fly to Kumasi and come back. You can fly now to several parts of this country and come back. As we speak today, this government is securing money to make Tamale Airport an international airport, so that when people are going to Mecca and the rest, they don't need to travel from the Upper East, Upper West, and come and gather in Accra here. You just go to Tamale Airport and then you are at Mecca. From Tamale Airport, you are in London. From Tamale Airport, you are in America. And we have secured the funding for this project to start. Now, when you go to Kotoka International Airport, I don't know the last time we visited over there, they have created new gates.
Okay.
New,
how many of them?
3 different ones.
Okay.
Boarding gates, 3 different ones, so that the long queue that we used to have, you go and start one queue. By the time they finish checking, you are even sweating and tired. Now you go there, you just move in quickly, and then you come back. Several things have happened in our aviation industry. Now the railway line industry. Okay. Recently, the president was in America. Indeed, he went to America with the deputy minister of road and highways. And then we have gotten support. We are getting about $2 million and $200 million to start the railway line projects in the western region. So really, we are going to change that system so that we can maintain our routes. Either two, you have these big vehicles, long trucks, carrying timber and all manner of things and destroying our roads. The president is saying that we don't need to put the timber trucks on the roads again. They now have to use railway lines from the port to wherever they want to go to. Very soon, that project will see light. We all know what is happening even within Accra here. That community roads are being constructed to ease off traffic. If you are going to Medina right now, you don't have any business that they're concerned about, just go through Jolo Junction. The next moment you are at Jimpa, you are at Lego or Kisima, wherever you want to go to. If you go to Medina, several community roads. If you go to Nungwa, you go to Teshi, almost every community I can talk about today. If you are coming from Spinters Road, you know where the Polo Park is. We are now trying to construct a road over there, because if you look at the consideration about the
congested.
So congested, it's supposed to distribute traffic.
Exactly.
That was initial arrangement, initial plan. But unfortunately, you know our people. You know people want to make money. They change everything. Yarnum and quickly put a shopping mall over there. It is creating more problem. President May said we can do something about it. So we are taking traffic off all these areas. So there's a lot that is going on the road sector, on the railway sector, and I wish that we have time to go through this thing one by one. The people of this country will appreciate what's happening.
Yeah, Peter, His Excellency President Mills, whilst he went to the investiture in Senegal, speaking to some Ghanaians in Senegal, he stressed that, and I quote, "I am not interested in political power that is tainted with blood," President Mills said to the loud applause of the people. President Mills has continually stated his peace-loving nature. He has continually promoted his virtues as somebody who cherishes peace, who wants peace to prevail. He wants to win the election in a very peaceful and a very organized atmosphere. Whilst on the other hand, even this evening, I've heard the General Secretary of the MPP saying on a radio station that if Ododio, one candidate there does not put people in order, they are going to employ violent tactics to ensure that their people are protected. Are we not sounding alarm bells during this critical moment whilst we are only registering people to go out there in December to vote?
Felix, if there is somebody who still doubts how desperate the MPP is, I will be heavily amazed. Why am I saying that? The MPP have had in their DNA the penchant for violence. Okay. The penchant for blasphemy. You
mean from their forefathers, from their forebears,
from the Danquest, Buziers time, and
to today, they've been violent people.
They've had it within their blood, and they are not going to change today nor tomorrow. We saw how they prosecuted the 2000 campaign. How, according to Jake's strategy, they were going to use fear. They were going to intimidate people. They were going to throw dead bodies around and make people feel unsafe so that they will vote for them. We saw how they managed this country when they were in power. We saw the midnight jurisprudence. We heard Atta saying that they should go and dump dead bodies somewhere in the Volta region so that they will say that, oh, the NDC is killing people, so that people will be gripped by fear.
The fear factor.
when they lost power, just 3 months, we saw how they were so desperate, their flag bearer couldn't contain and fathom why they have lost the election and could mount a platform and say that the militants on their side will rise just within 3 months. Subsequent to that, he made his so infamous or die comment etiwa kra yechire bibi kakra wo, making reference to what we have done to them at Etiwa, yet saying that Etiwa kra yechire bibi kakra wo, and that 2012 will be all die. You see, when you put all those comments in context, you add the comment he made in Germany about the stakes in our political landscape being high because of the oil. You add this all at all cost comment. You add the if they don't declare the elections in their favor, Ghana will be turned into Afghanistan comment by their youth organizer. You add that of Kennedy and Japan, saying that if they are not declared winners, they will turn Ghana into Rwanda. You add that of their national chairman, saying that they have guns, they have weapons, and they are ready to fight in 2012. Very ridiculously, last week I heard their national chairman writing a letter to the president that there are arms in the system and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, you, the same people in MPP, are saying that you have weapons and ready
but
to
they
fight.
imported arms during their last time.
Yes,
they could not
they have imported a lot of arms and they have not been able to account for them. So they have distributed it among themselves. That is why I was so excited when President Mills signed up to the Small Arms Treaty in the United Nations when he went to
we have to go for another short break. Let's go for another short break.
Come back
and
so
when
that
we come back, the discussion back continues. To you, Peter, before we went on the break.
Felix, as I was saying, I know that all the people selling tomato, kele, fried plantain and roasted plantain, and all the farmers in the village somewhere in Bogoso farming for cocoa and all those things are going to vote for Professor Mills. Not only because they have seen school buildings, not only because they have seen roads, not only because right now they have a lot of money in their pocket because they are not spending money on school uniform, they are not spending money on exercise books, they are not spending money on a lot of things, they are not buying laptops and so on and so forth. But also because when you pick the manifesto of the NDC, mine is quite old because I've been using it a lot. I've been reviewing it almost every single day.
We have performed
about 90%.
Hello, Ibrahim. Hello, Ibrahim. Hello, Ibrahim. Hello, Ibrahim. I'm sorry, we are having difficulties.
That when you look into the manifesto, open page by page, for the first time in a very long while, the NDC government is the only government that have been able to achieve.
Okay, we have another caller, Latif. Hello, Latif. Good evening, Latif. Hello, Latif. I think we are having challenges with our lines.
We've been able to achieve 90% of our promises in the manifesto. And this is within 3 years. We have 4 years. So mathematically, if one would want to divide the manifesto by 100, then we should be around 75%. We have achieved over 90%. Now, compare that to the MPP. That is why I say that the MPP doesn't have any choice than to be desperate. When you look at some ridiculous promises, which I know, Felix, after reading some of them, you may be blown off your seat. When you read page 5 of their manifesto, 2000 manifesto, they said they will create jobs for all who are able and willing to work and to reward them appropriately. They registered how many people in 2001? 1 million people. When they were living, they had created 40,000 jobs under youth employment. You understand? So these are people who didn't do anything in their 4 years. You recall after 4 years the achievement book that they did. The Smiling Monkeys.
I saw a monkey.
The Smiling Monkeys is a 50-page document from page 1 to about page 25, 30.
Okay, we have Afrani on the line. Hello,
wine
Afrani.
And eating pancake.
Hello, Afrani. Hello, Afrani. Okay, Peter. I think our lines are playing.
And when you look at the document from page 1 to 30, President Kufuor drinking wine with Obasanjo,
and that was listed as an achievement.
Eating chicken with Queen Elizabeth, and that was an achievement. Then when you move further, you see some 8-shelf library, you see HIPIC toilet, 16-seater public toilet, and you see a typical palm kernel.
So for the first 4 years of the administration,
it was so abysmal. You recall that when their achievement book came out, they refused to associate themselves.
They denied it.
They denied. And Akumia got the worst time of his life.
You mean the same Akumia that Sir Kenki was saying?
Yes. I mean, he's coming out as a serial liar.
Okay, we have Simula on the line. Hello, Simula. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Simula.
please, I just want to contribute to the program.
Okay.
The gentleman that you are talking about, the NDC government is the only government that has been able to do what and what. Look, you see, sometimes your problem is that you come and sit on programs and all you do is nothing but propaganda.
Okay, your contributions?
You begin talking about propaganda. You spread propaganda, telling lies and other things.
Okay, and what are the lies? What are the lies? What are the lies? What are the lies that were told on this program?
Let me finish, please. In December, a bag of cement was 16 Ghana cedis.
We are not discussing cement
Just
here.
right now, a bag of cement is 20 Ghana cedis. So what do you say about that?
Okay, thank you. We have Mohammed on the line. Hello, Mohammed. Hello,
Hello,
Mohammed.
good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mohammed.
Yes, I just want to contribute something to your program.
Okay, make it short and brief.
Yes, it's true that MPP will never come to power again. Because in the northern region, where I'm calling from Tamale.
Okay, you're calling from Tamale, yeah.
In the northern region, they've done more harm than good. And the whole country is watching them.
Okay.
Yes, so MPP, they should just forget of power.
Okay.
And then
thank you very much.
Should come out, register very well, and vote for Professor Neil.
Okay, thank you very much. We have Aminu from Wa. Hello, Aminu.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Aminu.
I want to say something.
Okay. Yeah.
That guy said.
Turn down the volume of your TV set. Yeah. Turn down the volume of your TV set.
That's NPP regime. They built that school.
He was mentioning polyclinic, not technic.
Polytechnic, yes.
No. He said polyclinic. Polyclinic, not polytechnic. Okay.
Polyclinic.
Okay, thank you very much. We have Abdul from Kumasi. Hello, Abdul. Hello. Yeah, good evening, Abdul. We're having a bad line. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, the line is bad. The line is
bad. Hello, good evening.
Okay, it's clearer now. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, I'm listening very clear.
Okay, sure. We can hear you now loud and clear.
You know, I would like to speak to you because a lot of people are listening in Kumasi.
I mean, but this is an English program, and unfortunately, I don't speak Chi, so I cannot.
Okay, let me continue. Let me continue.
Okay.
You know, I have a problem because I like NDC very well.
Okay.
And my problem is the communication team.
Okay.
Or I don't know how you call it because I don't like politics.
Okay.
But I like NDC because they are very democratic.
Okay.
The way they use.
Yeah, make it brief. Make it brief. We have another caller. Yeah.
Hello?
Make it brief. We have another caller.
When they go to Congress with the sitting president and somebody is contacting him, I like them because of that.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
It's not easy to get that kind of thing.
Okay, thank you very much.
So I would like you people to talk more about the universities.
Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll take Lamte. Hello, Lamte from Sashi. Hello, Lamte from Sashi.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, Lamte.
Evening.
Yeah, your comments.
Actually, I like to speak Chi.
I'm sorry. I mean, let's for the sake of those who cannot understand the tree, and for the sake of those who are listening to us across the world, let's contribute in English, please.
Okay. Later on.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Peter, if you want to make some comments.
Felix. So and moving on, let me read one promise they made today, and I'm sure if you don't do fasting tomorrow,
I'll give you 1 minute.
Yes. They said they were going to upgrade all fitting shops and mechanic shops into ultra-modern garages through access to credits to acquire equipments and tools and making them available technical training through linkages with tertiary.
Does that make sense?
Can you imagine? So all the fitting shops in the country, they were going to convert them into ultra-modern garages. And listen to this.
Was that going to come from the 1 billion that Akufo-Addo was promising?
I'm sure this will certainly blow people from their seats as they are watching us. Listen to this one. They said they were going to develop the tourism sector and give credits to chobbers.
Okay.
Chobbers.
Okay.
So that they will be upgraded into ultra-modern restaurants.
Okay, let's leave it there. The chobbers and then...
Can you imagine? And that is on page 14 of their manifesto.
Okay, yeah,
Compared to the achievements that we've made within these 3 years, I think anybody who are seen and is fair, anybody who is not dying the wool MPP, is very, 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 very eager to register and vote for Professor Mills and give him another 4 years term, because another 4 years term
let me come
Professor Mills
Fred,
amazing.
in Hwahwe North, you are a candidate in the upcoming primaries. That's right. Yeah, how is it looking like?
Well, it's looking very good.
When is the primaries?
God willing, to be Tuesday.
On Tuesday, after the Easter?
That's right, right. After the Easter. Primaries will come off on Tuesday at Fodome. Okay. And we are hoping that our delegates will come out and come and vote. The time has come for us to get somebody who can very well represent us in Parliament. Okay. Somebody who talk about our employment issues, our water issues, our road issues, our health issues. Somebody who truly represent us. And I'm sure and I have no doubt in my mind that at the end of the day, we are going to emerge victorious.
Okay. Okay, so that's what we're not to be
fine. Yeah, well, enough. Yeah,
okay, and I hope that your colleague Peter and all other colleagues
will come to
support your constituency. Because it is very necessary that we get quality representation in Parliament, and the word is quality representation. Because after 2013, I don't think our Parliament should be the same Parliament and having people like the Napos, the Lawrence Ades and all those people
to bulldoze their way.
Yes, dictating the pace and
things
bulldozing their way.
Must surely change.
Yes, I mean things must change. We need quality representation in Parliament, and I think the signals have been sent very, very, very right. If you look at the candidates that we selected,
those that are winning the primary,
there is no doubt that 2013 Parliament will be marvelous. But again, that will not be without President Mills as the president.
Oh, for sure.
President Mills will certainly get the nod. All the honorable grantees across the country are so eager to vote for Professor Mills, not only because he has performed unprecedentedly, but because the 4 thematic areas that he promised the people of Ghana.
Investing in people.
Yeah, building a strong economy, investing in people, expanding infrastructure for growth, and transparency and accountable government. And that is the reason why even people like Stephen Saka cannot hold their bias, but speak like NDC people, even when they are not Ghanaians. That is why the NPP is even afraid that now anybody who doesn't speak Twi is not a Ghanaian.
So is that why they want to deploy violent tactics, as the General Secretary is saying?
To just mess the election up because they are just amazed.
Okay, let me take from Fred.
Violence has never won elections. They have tried it from birth, and they have always lost it out. We know the political antecedent. We know what they did to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in this country. Okay. We know what they did right after 57, the bombs that they threw, all the things that they did. They have never lived in office for long. Any time that they have been in power, it's about themselves, their cronies and friends and children. The people of this country are saying that they want a government that represents the interests of the people of this country. Okay. So people should not be afraid at all. We should come out to be counted.